Hey guys, this is a quick video on how I made my custom oil catch can for my Turbo K70 project. Started with making a cardboard mock-up, and it's going to fit right there, right behind the shock tower. I've now cut out the top lid and folded that on my vice folder. Then I've cut out the sides and the baffle. The baffle's now been drilled out, so it can have a breather side and an oil side. That's welded in. My welds are pretty average, but I'm just new to aluminium welding. I've only been welding for about 10 hours, so it's been a great learning curve. I'm getting better the more and more I practice. It's one of those things, but it is enjoyable. And as you can see, my welds are pretty average, but it's holding together. Next, I had to weld on the AN10 fittings. These are really challenging to weld. These turned out pretty crap. By the time I got to the third one, it started getting better, but as you can see, it's bird poo on the fittings, but they're holding together and they look like they sealed okay. Next, I put on a top cap so I can service the reservoir and pull oil out and check oil levels. And before I weld on the bottom part, I filled up the air side with some steel wool so I can get some nice clean air out of the breather, and then just tacked on the bottom part and final welded the piece together. Welds are getting better and better the more I practice on this. As you can see, some welds turned out really good and some welds turned out pretty bad. So just one of those things you've got to practice. Then made a bracket to mount to the factory bolt hole in the engine bay on the back of the catch can. And then I made a second bracket to mount to the front of the catch can, which I mounted to the strut wall with a nut-cert. Then I gave it a lick of paint, and lastly I decided to custom etch the oil cap with my laser etcher. This turned out really good. Anodizing, etching anodized stuff gives it an awesome effect. And there's a finished product. Filled up with some lines, and that was it. If you want to see the full build, check it out on YouTube.